Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming playing Phoenix Point. I'm continuing from the last video, but probably about a day in game time on, because basically I just needed to heal the soldiers that are injured, because as I said before, all you can do when your soldiers are injured is heal at the base. They won't heal if you're travelling, and although you could theoretically leave them at the base or whatever, then if you go somewhere else, and you never know what these other places are, you go somewhere and there's something there, you'll need your soldiers, so it's a bit pointless. So I waited at the base for everyone to heal. In the meantime, I got the recruit technology, or the upgrade where you can recruit new people. But as I said in previous videos, it's not like XCOM where there's just whole bags of them and you can keep recruiting them and then change them around to how you want once you get them. Here, as you can see, it says recruits available in 2 days, or 1 day now. And when they do appear, they'll only be 3 and they're already class determined. So you can't really do much with them. You can aesthetically change them and change their appearance, but you can't do anything with them other than when they upgrade or you get more XP on them. You can add things to them, but you can't actually physically change the class they start in. I'll show you one, because one of our previous soldiers has got an upgrade, so there you go. You can see the kind of things, and it's, if you're used to any kind of game, not just turn-based, you've probably seen these things before. So strength, obviously what it is; speed, what it is; willpower, you can see what it says, and you don't want to start panicking. So again, that's a bit like an XCOM thing, where if you have 2 little will points, the sectoids can suddenly mind control you, or you panic in the middle of a battle. So it's a similar kind of thing to that, although there's no sectoids. And then also you can use the upgrades to do these things. There you can see, and there you can see that one, for example, is choose a secondary class. So you can make one of your people that comes ready-made as for example, sniper into also an assault or a heavy weapon person later on, but you'll have to upgrade them a bit to get there. So that's that. So we've got points. The thing we can upgrade now is that, but I think I'd rather upgrade some of these rather than that, because that's not that amazing and we don't want to panic. So that's the upgrade thing. The other thing I'll show you is no, that's not what I'll show you, is this, which is how to equip people, which you can do anytime in the screens, in the menus before a mission, anytime. And it's quite simple. There you can see you've got the things that are ready, they call it, which is the things you don't have to use points to use, and the things that are in your backpack, which you have to use points. If you use them in a mission, you have to use your action points to use them. So if you want, these are all the things we have in our inventory in the base. They're base stuff. And so we can, for example, say we wanted to put a grenade there, we just press backpack and it will go into there. It depends what you'd have ready for different people. So with this one, which is a sniper, I've got their sniper rifle, their handgun and a medical kit. I've also got in their backpack, they've got a magazine for both, but with somebody else, pick her, I've got a grenade ready. So you can see in the ready bits there. So I've got a grenade ready. So it depends what you think you'll need. It's like all games of any sort. Whatever the thing you think you might need is, you think you need a grenade, and then you'll run out of ammo, and you'll think, why didn't I put the ammo in the ready? But it's what it is. You'll never know exactly. But anyway, so I've just gone through and given everyone medical kits and some extra ammo, because that's one thing I didn't have. Now, the other thing that's happened, which is good because I wanted to show you, but it's happened a bit quicker than I hoped, is you get this quite often. The forts of the other factions get attacked by Pandorans, and they are asking you to help. You don't have to help, but obviously if you don't help, they like you less. and of course if you do help, you get a reward, and your soldiers will get upgraded, so more X points, XP. So you do want to do them. The problem with this one is we've only got 4 soldiers because somebody got killed in the last mission, and we're a day off getting new recruits. And these things you can see from the little circle. I'll just play it on a bit. You can see. He's going to have a little chat. This is Sanhedrin, which is the sort of hippie tech faction, and you get lots of these little dialogue things where they express themselves.
An autocratic leader with
and I like Sanhedrin, so I'm not going to agree with New Jericho because I don't like them, so I'm just going to say yes, it's worrying, and it is worrying.
Isn't it?
And they agree, and they like us more. New Jericho don't like us as much, but really, honestly, I don't care. So that's good, and as you can see from the little thing here, when you're playing, the countdown for the blue circle around the red, that's the countdown. So you have very limited time with these, save the enemy forts, enemy bases, and sometimes you're literally you could be here, your base is here, and one could be there, and you won't actually have the time to get there. That's the reason to have other bases of yours and different aircraft, because sometimes you'll have one go one place and then something happen somewhere else. Or I think one of the aircraft is a lot quicker as well. I think one is quicker but carries less people, and one is slower but carries, I think, 8 people as far as I remember, and that's not counting on we already have. But anyway, so there is the mission, and we're going to go there with 4 people, because were this a different situation and I was just playing myself, I might just let them suffer and leave them to it, because it's New Jericho, and I've already decided they're the faction I'm going to want to. I want to get some of their tech, but I may steal it later on. But I'm going to want to align with them the least, and you can't align with everybody, and you can't be friends with everybody. It's just like life. So, as it's the faction I want to align with the least, I probably wouldn't bother saving them with 4 soldiers. But because this is like a demonstration, it's come at the right time, so we will go there. And there you can see it's early on, so the attacking strength, you can see the second thing down on the left is 2 Pandorans, so it shouldn't be a problem. It can be later. Don't underestimate the game, because 2 Pandorans later on, it can be 2 very, very difficult Pandorans, but at this early stage it's not going to be anything too radical, too stressful. So just so you can see how some of the enemies look, we'll just do this little mission. The Pandorans, even the other factions, they update their soldiers quickly, so you have to keep an eye on them, you know, the different soldiers, their tech or their mechanics or their weapons, they can upgrade very quickly, and you need to keep an eye on that. And there's a lot of things to keep an eye on in this game, and the Pandorans, of which there are many varieties, they upgrade very, very quickly. And although, like I said, they give you information on what's upgraded on each one, it's really very hard to remember, you know, which one's which. And you can keep going back into the files and check what's happened, but you probably won't unless you're very dedicated and give it a lot of thought, because I think most people in these kind of games, they just like to play. They don't want to spend lots of time reading reports and going back into things to find out what something's upgraded as, especially when there's lots and lots of Pandorans to look at, and you have to keep going back every mission to check out which ones might be there. And it's not like XCOM, where you have the the shadow chamber, where it tells you before a mission what enemies are there, because that's useful, because if it says it's a Septipod and an Andromedan and a Spectre or whatever it might be, you know what they are. You already know in advance what they are, you know what their capabilities are. They're not going to be different to the last time you fought them, so you kind of know. But in this, even if it did tell you what was going to be there, you'd also have to work out what's upgraded and what's not. It might be a new type altogether, so it's much more not random, but it's much harder to know what you're going to be facing. like in now, I don't know. All I know is there's 2 Pandorans, and I have no clue. Although I've played this quite a lot of times from the start, I don't remember what 2 Pandorans are, and I don't know if it's always the same. I can't remember if it's always the same couple or it's different. So we'll do the normal things where we'll just sort of. I think I always do in games, and I think I always play games in general, especially early on. I play them in a more cautious way. So what I tend to do is, I do this in XCOM and Phantom Doctrine and those kind of games as well, is I'll always kind of run in for my first action turn to where I can still take an action, and then I'll do an Overwatch, because I've been in games, probably XCOM, because that's probably the first turn-based game I played a lot, where I ran in to a point where I've got no, for example, we ran into a point where I've got no, where I've got no points left to use, and then found that there was a whole load of XCOM Advent troops standing there in a Viper or something, and I was like, wish I hadn't done that. So, this is the heavy one, so we'll put her there, because, like I said, once you go one place with those heavy troops, they're hard to move. They don't have many movement points that they can use to still use an action point, so it's best to keep them somewhere centred, I'd say. And then we've got one more, which is this one. Yeah, same. We'll just put them there. I know there's no cover, but I think we've sort of established that there's nothing there. And we'll do an Overwatch, and that will end our turn because everyone's moved or done Overwatch. And there is a Pandoran shooting at something. This is obviously going to be okay, so that thing that just jumped through the air, what that is a New Jericho soldier. Because we're in a New Jericho haven or base, and their soldiers are obviously also going to be defending, and there's a Pandoran. So there you can see the first Pandoran we've seen. You can see they're weird looking things, and that tells you what that one is. It's a Triton. They skulk around, they've got like claws and things, but so far it's just basic. It hasn't got any weapons attached to it, so it's not too bad. But they all have other little abilities, and like I said, there's so many different Pandorans and they have so many different abilities. Sometimes it gets hard to remember, and you really only want to be reminding yourself when you get into a battle and you actually check on the actual things you're fighting. If you keep updating yourself from the kind of files you get pre-missions, you'll just end up with a headache or confused because you won't remember when you go into a mission. Anyway, as I was saying, when you get those, yeah, he's over there. When you get the soldiers from another base, it doesn't matter which place it is. If you go into any enemy haven to save them or something like that, their soldiers will have a blue circle around them. And what that means is if you ever get near one, and sometimes they're very close and you can, sometimes like this one, you've got no chance. If you get near them, you go into the circle and then you can take control of that soldier, and it basically means, and you actually do control them, you can move them. So it means you then have an extra person. So that can be really useful, especially if they've got very good tech, and in this case, of course, you just saw he flew through there with some kind of jump suit. So they've got tech that we haven't got as well, so it's an extra person and they've got tech. Now unfortunately he's too far away and he's virtually dead, so he won't be any use to us. Although, you know, as I said before, you know, if we ended up near him later on, we could probably steal something from him. So anyway, we'll see. We'll go here because there's something over there. I don't know what it is. Snipers are. I'll use her. It says we've got a shot, which means we can shoot at that Pandoran thingamy.
Come get some.
And there it is. And you can see it's an unpleasant looking thing. But like with the madmen and the things in the other missions we had, and the worms. Well, the worms didn't really have body parts, but you can shoot them in the blood-sucking arm, which sounds like something you'd want to be shooting, or the head, or the torso. So I thought we'd just shoot him in the face, if you could really call that a face. And that's that one. That's her done. This one can't shoot, and if we move you won't have any points left, so we'll do an Overwatch because that thing might run at us. I think it's a melee kind of thing. Sniper can go here, and we'll hope they decide to run around there. And the heavy weapon person, same. Yeah, pinning all our hopes on them running around the corner, really. That guy's probably dead. Oh no, he's still shooting. But as I said, this game, as you've seen, you know, even just from this mission, there's a good amount of variations, and it is quite a steep learning curve, and I'm playing this on an easy level, and this is very early on, and you've got different factions that are sometimes against you, sometimes there might be factions that will help you if you're on their base trying to save their base. You've got various different Pandorans even early, you've already seen the worm things. So there's a lot, and then there's a lot of different things you can do with your troops. So there's a lot of variations, and this is early. So it's, you know, if you do think of it like XCOM, when you start the early missions, basically you've got your troops, maybe 4 or 5, the original 4 and a couple more, and then you've got advent soldiers, and that's how it is at the beginning. But this is different, and of course, like I said, you can equip each of your soldiers with individual weapons, individual armour, individual ammo, etc. So again, there's lots of different things you can do. It's not just an upgrade for the squad, which is good, but it takes more management and more thought. So we're here. If we can shoot with the first shot and get a good shot, that doesn't look very good, does it? I have to think about that. We'll leave that one for a bit later. I was hoping that one would have a very good shot, but
Right there.
it's always concerning in a game where you run to a place and you find someone's behind you, because it shows you can shoot one way, and you were thinking you're going to shoot the other way. So now we can shoot both ways. There is someone that we can't see very well. There is someone we can see. That's a very unpleasant looking thing. Well, I don't know what that is. It's a Arthur Oron, and that looks very nasty, so we'll shoot that. I just remembered, I was not wrong, but the thing where it says Pandorans and tells you there, and I said there was 2 Pandorans, actually what that means is their strength is 2, not that there's 2 Pandorans, so... Anyway, so she's done all she can do.
Here I come.
Okay. Again, snipers can't run far before they run out of points to do another sniper shot, so we will... And the handgun's not as good, so let's just see, maybe that one will come through there. So, and we've got there heavy, and again, we could run round there, but once they run round there, if the Pandorans come that way, then it will take them a while to run back. That's the problem with these heavy ones and snipers, because they don't have that many movement points before they're out. So I think we'll go here, we'll stick in the same area, and I'm going to take a gamble that whatever that was is going to come through here. And with the one person we've got left, we'll take a shot, because it doesn't look like a very good shot. But oh, we hit.
I missed.
Oh, it looked like we hit, but we missed. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll overwatch, because they might run forward. We've got no one overwatching there. That's going to be it. This person might just run around there, because then they have a bit of cover. Don't know what went on there, but it didn't sound very healthy for somebody. It's sometimes confusing trying to work out what's gone on, because you can see a Pandoran just died there, and you're trying to work out what happened, and where you can see that Pandoran just grabbed something, what that means is there's somebody there, and it's almost certainly a New Jericho faction soldier that shot the Pandoran, and then the other Pandoran attacked them, but you can't see them because they've not come into your range. And that's a bit I can't think of the right word. It's a bit weird. Like it would be like anything. It'd be like any game where you get into the fog of war part in XCOM. Well, you keep using XCOM, but at some point I'll play XCOM on here just in case you haven't ever seen it. But and you get to a point where you can see the Advent soldiers, but you can't see the civilians they're shooting, which would be weird. So it's odd that you can see sometimes what the Pandorans are doing to somebody, but you can't see who they're doing it to or who's there. Okay, so we really want to... I'm just going to take a chance because we want to...
Finger on the trigger.
we could shoot that, but I don't really want to. I want to shoot this other thing that's around here. And if we go there, disturbing, we've just seen we've got quite a lot of shots there, so there's quite a lot of things around there. But I'm going to shoot this in the face because it needs to be shot in the face. Look at it. The modelling's very good in here. These things look really horrible, and they are. Bring her there, and we'll do an overwatch. There's something might come through. There's obviously quite a few things there. Don't know about that one. Again, heavy. Yeah, that's fine. We bring them there, and we'll see if we can overwatch there. And the sniper, we'll bring here, in case whatever that thing was tries to come round and pulverise our person there. And let's see how that works out. Okay, that worked out well. Have that. Again, in this instance, it's slightly simpler to work out what to do with the enemy, the Pandorans, because they're all melee at the moment. They're not for long, trust me. They start having guns on their arms and things like that. But at the moment, they're all melee, so you know they're going to have to run at you. It's a bit like that problem with element space, where you know that our forces are going to run at people. So that was kind of a problem. But in this, we've got the advantage because we know they're going to run at us. And now it looks like they're all in that building, which is going to be very, very helpful, because as with any game of any type, once everyone's in one place, it's very easy to have like a killing field, like that little doorway is going to be like a killing field. You can just keep shooting people that come through it. Might as well use up all our shots on him. Then we've got this. See, these heavies are very annoying. You see how many times I've moved the heavy and they still haven't got to a point where they can shoot anybody. Okay, partly maybe if I'd gone that direction it would have had a shot, but even then you can't know, and that would be one shot because they only get one shot per turn however many things they've moved. So the heavies are, like I said, they can be good, but it's very hard to get them involved. You've seen how many times so far the snipers killed one, and our ranger units, or they call them assault in this, but whatever, they've killed the rest or shot at people, but that heavy's not even got a shot off at anybody yet. So you can see how annoying it can be. And I'm going to go on the kind of let's let them come to us. So let's put an overwatch there because they're going to have to do something. Again, snipers are pretty simple because they've got long range. So they don't have many movement points before they can not do an action point. They've got a long range weapon, so that's good. So let's see if they all come through there, which they're going to do nicely. Just come there, we can kill you all. Okay, that one's hiding, but he's bleeding and shot, so... oh yeah, and these safety haven bases things, we've got that, they're trying to run around smashing up enemy equipment, for want of a better term. You can see they're all smashing that thing. and you have to stop them before they smash everything. I don't know why they do that. It seems like an odd thing that the Pandorans would really want to do. Like, why would they want to do that so much? Because let's kill him. Because yeah, why would they just want to run around smashing everything, especially when they know that it's possible at a heavy can get a shot at somebody. And even now it's not a very good shot, so I'm going to save that because it's funny, it looks like a good shot there, but when you... Oh, actually, now it looks better. Okay, let's just take the shot. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. All that for one shot, but at least it was worthwhile. And we've got that one. Again, what sort of comes? I think there's one more Pandoran in there, and I'm not sure there's going to be any more than that, so let's see if we can overwatch them to death. Yeah, you wonder why they want to come in and smash equipment. Yeah, okay, they might want to do that, but you wonder why. You wonder why when they see they're being attacked, they wouldn't like want to stop doing that and do something else. But I'm not sure what they're... I think I look at these Pandoran things and I think they're more, this is just my view, I think they're more like the Advent soldiers, which is they're not really separate thinking things. They don't have like individual thoughts and they do what they're told basically, like the Advent troopers were, weren't they? They were created in labs. They weren't real at all in that sense. So I think these are more like that. I want someone to go there. So, no, we don't want to use a medikit. Yeah, that's what we want to do.
Check this out.
We're going to throw a grenade at that, just so you can see a grenade. Yeah, it's quite nice. Disabled. See, that's another thing. You see, you get disabled. They use grenades on you later as well, on us, and you can see you can get many disabled body parts as you would in real life by throwing a grenade, and they're bleeding 30, which is very bad. This system they've got where you can see now, I'll do it again in this. So I'll move a sniper to there just to show you. This system they have with the weapon bit, and then the way you do it again, see it's a little bit fiddly, the way you have to do that, and then if you want to use, say I wanted to use a medical kit, I'd have to press that, and then you'd have to go down onto your bar here to use it there. So it's a little bit fiddly. It's not bad, and once you get the hang of it, it's fine, but it is a little bit fiddly, and like I said, I've been playing this a lot. I've played this many times, not recently, but many times, and even when I was doing it, the amount of times I got confused what I was doing and did the wrong thing sometimes because it's fiddly. But not bad, it's not terrible, it's just, like I said, it's fiddly, and it's easy when you're kind of just sort of getting into a mission to kind of forget you've still equipped a grenade, or from the last turn you've equipped a medikit, or you want to use a medikit but you click on the it's one of those kind of things. So jeez, I guess out of ammo, is that what that is? Yeah, okay, we'll reload and then we'll go here and then we'll overwatch. And then we'll see what they do. Who's that? Whoever that is, they can overwatch. Not sure that Pandoran's going to be stupid enough to run through that doorway, but it is.
Is this really the best thing?
And that's probably going to be the end. I don't think there's anybody else. Yeah, okay. So, actually that's kind of demonstrated. If you're watching the videos before when I did Element Space, this game has just in a reverse has kind of demonstrated how hard that is when you've only got melee, because we kind of did to the Pandorans there what element space enemies do to us. You can just sit somewhere and you can overwatch with 4 people. We only had 4 people, but you can overwatch a door or an alley or a corridor or a passage or something with 4 people, and you can basically kill most of the enemies because they have to run up to you if they've only got melee, and that was the problem with element space. And it's easy for us to do in this. The Pandorans had no ranged weapons, so they're all running through that doorway, all trying to run up to us, or the other one got shot with a sniper trying to run to our assault guy, and they get shot. So this game has perfectly demonstrated in reverse the problem with element space, where you've only got melee, or you've got too many melee people who can't use guns, and they've got a literally overwhelming amount of ranged weapons where they can just sit back and overwatch you. So anyway, as you can see, 2 of our people leveled up. Nobody really got hurt, which is good. I will say, this is just me again, but I will say that I find in XCOM and games, one, because the graphics are better, but I wouldn't just say XCOM, because I would say the same thing in Phantom Doctrine, and the graphics are not as glitzy as XCOM. I find that because these soldiers are much less obviously customizable. Yes, you can change their armor color, and yes, you can change their hair color, but they've got helmets on. So because they're much less customizable, and when they're actually in the battle, you can't really tell who's who. Even if you make someone a different color armor, it's not amazingly different. It means you feel less attached to people. I mean, of course, you're going to we saved the Haven. We got rewards, and that's a good thing. Whenever you save these things, you get rewards, so that's always a good thing, because you'd always need extra resources. So yeah, of course you feel attached to people where you have trained them up. So, for example, that one we already leveled up a bit. You'll feel, oh no, I've leveled that person up, they've got these abilities. But as actual kind of, I don't know, almost like characters, they don't really figure, because I'll just show you the customised thing. So you can see there's the thing, you can make them male or female, you can give them different heads, which are all okay, nothing wrong. Give them different hairstyles, which are all okay. I don't know if that one's okay, it looks very 70s, doesn't it? Well, to me. Different hair colours, eye colours, which you really can't see, that's not going to be worthwhile. Different voices, armour patterns, which is nice, and armour colour, which is nice, but because when they're in the battle, that's what it's going to look like. You don't get to see their heads or their hair colours and eye colour, that's a bit over the top. And because they're much smaller, I'd say these animations are even smaller than Phantom Doctrine, it doesn't matter. So yes, you'd feel annoyed that one of the people you'd leveled up a lot is killed, but you won't actually feel any kind of attachment to the actual character. And that may be that you don't feel attachment to characters in XCOM or Phantom Doctrine or any game that isn't your main character, like Watch Dogs Legion. There's lots and lots of characters in that aren't going to be just one character that's you. But I always feel attached to the ones that I see that I've customised, that I recognise in that sense. Maybe that's just me. So in this, I've never felt really attached to any of the characters, barring their stats, in the same way as you'd feel attached to a tank or a gun or a helicopter if it was a very valuable gun or helicopter. So it's not bad. Again, that's not a huge criticism, it's just an observation of how I think it's a bit different from the other games. But like I said, that's just me, and some people probably don't have any thought about attachment to any of these characters and just want to win, and other people will find these really nice and they'll be attached to them for different reasons. But that's just how I've felt when I've played this anyway. And again, it's because probably I played XCOM definitely first of these, so I was kind of used to the XCOM no helmet, bigger characters, much more facial expressions. So anyway, there you go, that's the mission. We've killed Pandorans. You've seen Pandorans. They're early Pandorans, and they were unmelee Pandorans. And I'll continue on with this because there's more to see. and hopefully next time we may do a mission which is to kind of forward the story a little bit. There's lots of forward story missions. You don't actually have to even do them to forward the story, but there's a mission there to go and get some info for our previous society, previous bosses. And there's going to be other missions. There's loads, as you can see just in this area, there's loads of other places you've not explored. So we'll be having a look around, and the next thing I really want to show you is Pandorans with weapons, and that won't be that long, trust me. Anyway, thanks for watching, and take care. Bye.